Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Raw Radiant Health, and I'm Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me. So it is Wednesday, everyone. It's the middle of the week, and I decided that today I'm going to talk about my number one tip for good health and glowing radiance. I'm always asked one question, always. This is like the most common question I'm asked, and that is, if there was one thing that someone can either add into their diet or take away from their diet that can give them the most dramatic and fabulous results, what would it be? And I have to say that this answer, it's like, for me, it's like a no-brainer. It's like immediately I know what it is. And this is my opinion, but I believe the one thing that is the most detrimental to human health is sugar, by far. It's not only your physical health, but it's also your mental health, your emotional health. It's everything. Sugar is bad. It's so bad. And I'm not only talking about refined sugar, but I'm also talking about artificial sweeteners as well. Anything that is a refined sweetener is bad. Bad, bad, bad. And before I go into this, I just want to mention one thing, that fruit is not in this category. Everyone, for some reason, loves to lump in the fruit with the sugar. And there's a big difference between a whole fruit and a cup of sugar. I mean, huge, huge, huge difference. Okay, so the main difference is that fruit has vitamins, nutrients, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants, fiber, water. I mean, it is like a package that contains, yes, it does contain a natural form of sugar, but it contains all this other stuff with it that when you eat it, everything together is very neutral, that it's not going to like throw you up out of control and then throw you down like having table sugar or like high fructose corn syrup, okay? Big difference. Big, big, big difference. So when I'm talking about eliminating sugar, I am not by no means talking about fruit, okay? So fruit is good. Fruit is great. Have as much fruit as you want. That is fabulous, okay? And I think that honey is good too. Some people, it can really affect their blood sugar, that if you don't feel good with it, then don't go near it. But other people, it's all right. Other things like agave nectar and stuff, no. That stuff, it's as processed as it is to process corn syrup and all that. I mean, it's a syrup. It's processed. It comes out of a bottle. I don't really go near that. So that's my view. Fruits, wonderful. Go with the fruits. Now, I want to explain a little bit about sugar and why is it so bad for you, because I know a lot of you out there, are trying really hard and making so many great efforts to have a healthy diet. And I know that so many of you are adding in a lot of raw foods and fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and everything, and it is great. But if you really want to take your diet up a notch, and if you want to take your health like seriously way up there and feel good, and especially mentally and emotionally, like if you want to be happy all the time, and if you want to feel balanced and not moody and not tired and not anxious or depressed, get rid of the sugar, because the sugar it can be the one thing I find that holds people back from really, really doing something big with their life. And a lot of times I feel like, even before getting on to like, a full-on raw food diet or a full-on vegan or vegetarian diet, get rid of the sugar first. Because if you still have the sugar in and you're still having all this nutritious food, that sugar, it's going to like counter all the efforts that you're making. So for all of you that are transitioning right now, continue with the whole foods and all that, definitely. But really take those steps to reduce the amount of sugar that's in your diet or eliminate it completely. I would actually say try and just get rid of it. And it's funny to me because, I mean, sugar is a drug. It's a drug. Have you ever tried to get off sugar? I used to be addicted to this stuff, okay? Like, I think most of us are. Like, if you think back to when you're a little baby and, you know, a lot of baby food that comes out of a jar is full of sugar. And so a lot of people have grown up on sugar from since they were a baby, since a toddler. They've been hooked on that stuff. And to get off of it like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years after you've been eating that stuff every single day, it's been in all your food, to get off of it one day, it's not easy, okay? And if anyone's ever tried it, it's like coming off of a drug. A lot of times you almost want to just be in bed for a few days just to get rid of it because you feel so lousy. And for me, that's what's like, it's almost kind of amazing. Like when you have such a reaction of getting off of something, then you know how bad it really is for you. But it's only until you try and get off and it's so difficult to get off that you realize, oh my God, I'm actually hooked on this stuff. So the whole thing with sugar is it's in everything, okay? And it's not, like when you read the labels of the food that you buy, it doesn't only say sugar. It can be hidden in other things, like, you know, they use other words to list sugar, right? It could be fructose, sucrose, glucose, dextrose, high fructose corn syrup, molasses, maple syrup, all of that. I mean, it's all refined sugar. If you need to sweeten something, use some fruit, use some dried fruit, use some honey. But stay away from the other stuff that's just been processed down and down and down. Because also too, you have to consider is like something like table sugar, not only is it just full of no nutrition in it, but it's also been bleached down. It's the refining process contains and uses chemicals. So that's also what's put into the sugar. And the whole thing with sugar is that because it has no nutrition in it, when you eat it, it throws off your whole biochemistry, right? There's no vitamins or minerals, there's no fiber in it, there's no water in it, there's nothing. So your body takes it in and all it is calories. And it's so off that your body's kind of like, whoa, like first of all, it throws your blood sugar like through the roof. And then your body has to bring you down because your blood sugar's too high. And it also makes you very acidic. So what happens is your body starts leaching the minerals out of your bones and out of your body in order to neutralize the acidity in your blood to get your blood sugar back down. You've got no fiber to neutralize anything. I mean, it's a mess. And so that's why like you feel like that up and down, up and down. And the only way to keep from going from super high to super low is just to continually have sugar. So a lot of times we don't actually hit the big low because halfway down we just reach for a little bit more sugar to keep us going. And that's why we're always craving the sugar, just to keep us high, not to hit the low. And I have to say too is artificial sugars, artificial sweeteners, those things are nasty. Those things are scary. Those things affect your brain. They're known as like neurotoxins. They're connected to like Alzheimer's and degenerative diseases. That stuff you just want to stay away from. I mean, there's a reason why the government pulls that stuff on and off the shelves all the time because it's bad news. I have a friend of mine that used to be addicted to artificial sweeteners, and especially in sodas, things like that. She had really bad acne and rashes, everything. She finally got off of it, and within a week, her skin cleared up. And this is the first time in a decade. I mean, how amazing is that? So if you want to know more about sugar, I suggest this book, Sugar Blues. It's by William Duffy. It is awesome. This will help you get off the sugar. All right, so have a fabulous, fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.